Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers from whatever TV show or movie is mentioned. Please listen at your own discretion. Welcome to Viewers Anonymous.
Yo, what's going on? I am Scoots Bronson.
And I am S. Foster.
That's right. You tuned into another episode of the Viewers Anonymous podcast, where we give you our very own reviews and takes of movies and TV straight out of Hollywood. Brother, what's going on?
Man, can't call it. It just busy as hell. I feel like, man, I feel like yeah, man, I feel like it's just always been like some shit been going on, man. And like work been crazy. Like we short people. And so like, man, it's been training this guy, then this guy didn't work out, then training this guy, then this didn't work out. It's just been like a lot of turmoil at work, man. But as a matter of fact, I think I gotta train somebody tomorrow. So it's like man, it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But how about you though, man?
Man, I feel like Will Ferrell from Kicking and fucking Screaming, bro. Man, let me tell you something, bro. I feel like I'm coaching the soccer version of the Bad News Bears, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I got one little girl on my team. She don't want to run. She don't want to do nothing. She way too cool to be playing soccer. And then I got another little girl on my team. I don't know what her problem is, but she is with the little girl that don't want to do nothing. And then I got another little girl on my team that she want to play, but then again she don't want to play. So like she iffy. You know what I'm saying? Like if the ball get to her, she's gonna do something. But if the ball don't come to her way, she's not gonna do nothing. And then like I got the rest of the team, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's 50-50. The rest of the team, some of them good, some of them ain't. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them got skills, some of them don't. It's all bad, bro. It's all bad. I feel like I don't know. I don't know how this season is gonna go. Our first game is this Saturday, so I'm scared. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how they're gonna take it if they lose, or I ain't gonna say when they lose because I wanna put out hope. But if they lose, I don't know how they're gonna take it. It's all bad, man. It's all bad.
Man, you got a team of degenerates.
Absolutely, absolutely. The worst thing that I could have had on my team was 3 little black girls. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. The worst thing I could have had on my team was because they right at the age of like right before you hit that teenager status.
Mm-hmm.
So like when young black girls hit like that age, they think they too cool for everything. So they don't want to run, they don't want to kick the ball, they don't want to pass the ball, they don't want to do the drills. It's like, bro, uh, it's like feeding food to a motherfucker with no mouth.
It's trying to stuff
It's
that shit in
tough.
that belly button.
Yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough, man. It's tough. And see, I got a teenage daughter. So she's at the state where she's about to be 18. So I've already been through that phase. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to do the things that I did with her to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like make jokes, make it comfortable for them to laugh and you know what I'm saying? Like be happy and shit. But man, that shit don't work. Like the one little girl, she don't even come like when we come to practice, we all go to one like so the fields are set up already, right? And
Uh-huh.
you got a bench on one side, you got a bench on the other side. We go to one bench, she goes all the way over to the other bench. She don't come nowhere near the team. So that's already a problem. So she
Yeah.
don't want to kick, she don't want to pass, she don't run. Like we ran scrimmages, she don't want to scrimmage. The whole time scrimmaging, she just sitting there. She don't even put the practice jersey on. She just wrapped that motherfucker around her hand. So it's all bad, bro. I don't have no control of the team whatsoever. I just want to put this out there so that way I can send this to the parents to let them know I have no control of the team whatsoever. So whatever happened to be, you know what I'm saying? If we win, it'll definitely be because the front seven did something. You know what I'm
Damn.
saying? Yeah. Yeah, it's that bad. It's that bad.
Bad news bears.
Man, yeah. So yeah, I'm never gonna coach again. Far as soccer
Damn.
goes. Yeah, I'm never co-ed soccer. You can fuck that. Never doing that again. Now, if it's just like boys, like little boys, easy money, easy money. Cause I hype them up. I like all the boys on the team. I hype them up. It's nothing. I just talk to them. You want to be great. You want to make it one day. You know what I'm saying? You want to be a champion. You want to win this thing. They be like, yeah. They go out there. They running. They kicking. They do. It's easy. Little girls, hell no. Hell
Oh,
no.
man.
What? They just be looking at me like I'm stupid, man. I don't know. The most interaction I got out of any of the three of them was one little girl, the one that do half and half. She was like, she
Mhm.
seen my hair braided. She was like, "Oh, you got your hair done." I was like, "Yeah." That was the most interaction I got out of her. That was it. So I'm like, "Yeah, this shit ain't gonna work, man. It ain't gonna work." The little white girls on the team, they love it. They play it, they do it, they do everything. The
Uh,
little black girls, hell no, bro. They too cool for this shit, man. So it's tough.
damn.
It's definitely tough for sure. This is not what they want to do. I can tell you that much.
Hilarious. They just
I don't
doing that
even
shit
know,
for extra credit.
man. Listen, bro. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough players on the team this year. That's how bad this shit.
Dang.
Yeah, because all of the kids do other shit. So like
Makes sense.
like the one little girl on our team, she could play goalie, but she also plays volleyball. So I don't know if like her volleyball games are gonna be on game days.
Yeah.
So yeah, all this shit fucked up, man. They just sent me a new email talking about we got a new roster. Hey, this is the third roster change since this shit started. It's only been 3 weeks.
Man, new roster a week, man.
Yeah, it's all bad, man.
This
So
shit fantasy. This shit fantasy.
absolutely, I'm thinking about I'm thinking about I'm thinking about hiring a camera crew to just come out there and record the whole process, so I can put this shit on YouTube so they can see what I'm going through. Cause it's all bad.
Yeah, that's hilarious. That's a
Yeah,
great
it's all
idea.
bad, bro. So outside of that though, man, we have a very interesting episode this week. We are doing a documentary. And you guys know that, we cover docs and we cover all kinds of movies and film and TV, and we also show appreciation to certain people. But today is a very special uh, episode because to me, I feel like the level that Adele is at right now, this person definitely could have surpassed that tenfold. You know what I'm saying? Today we're talking about Amy Winehouse, and we are covering her documentaries that she's had. One of them is Amy, and I think the other one is Back to Black.
Back to Black is the movie.
Back to Black is the movie. Okay, it's a movie.
Yeah,
So I thought it was a doc. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah. It's a movie. They
Yeah,
got it. They got it streaming on Peacock right now. It
okay,
actually came out this year.
yeah,
But yeah, the movie is Back to Black. The same title as her
album.
album.
Yep.
Yeah.
So first and foremost, uh, Amy Winehouse is a pop artist who unfortunately passed away way before her time, and I mean way before her time. She's worked with some of the best producers in the game. She's worked with some of the best artists in the game. Um, she could have possibly been at this time. I feel like she could have possibly been the top pop, like where Taylor Swift is at. I feel like Amy Winehouse could have been in that same realm. You know what I'm saying? Like she could have been at that level as far as artistry goes. Um, so no particular because we had to cover both of them. So no particular uh either either the documentary or the film. How did you uh man, really just real quick, how did you find out about Amy Winehouse?
Uh, I think I found out how most Americans found her. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? Just because at the time, it was because her first album came out in 2003, and then Back
Yep.
to Black came back in 2006. So
Yep.
that was heavy radio time. MTV, VH1.
Hmm.
That's when we actually used to watch videos and shit.
Absolutely.
So so I just kind of heard about it like everybody else did, especially like the early Amy. Like what really the two things that draw me to her at that time, because back for me anyway, personally, like I don't listen to lyrics the same as I did back that far back ago. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I didn't really listen to lyrics like that. So for me, number one, it was her voice. It really,
Hmm.
really stood out to me. I was like, man, this sounds different. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
then also the early Amy, I was like, yo, this motherfucker's attractive. Like,
Facts.
like
Facts.
I'm like, yo,
Facts.
like this girl, like man,
Yes.
this girl bad and she can sing, like
Hmm.
So like I really kind of heard from her, like what I'm saying, through that realm, and then it was kind of like I remember hearing that she had passed away, but I wasn't really like, I mean, shit, at this time, man, I was full force into work. I had two kids, so it was just kind of like I didn't really see like the demise at the time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't really pay attention to it like that. So it was like, so, I mean, short answer though, it was just at the time, radio, music videos and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Like that's how I kind of, what I'm saying, knew about her.
Yeah.
And then like I said, man, it was just her voice and her looks her early looks.
Hmm.
I was like, man, this girl, she got it all. Like she the total package.
Facts.
So, but yeah, man, but you are more of a music fan of hers than I am.
Yes.
So, what
Yes.
about you, man?
So I caught on to Amy. I don't know, I about to say Amy Winehouse. I caught on to her early on. So I think I caught on to her around like 2005, and I used to do mixtapes in high school.
Mhm.
So this is before uh people was able to download music on, what I'm saying, like on their phones and all that other stuff. I used to download mixtapes on CDs and sell them in high school. So that was like one of the ways, what I'm saying, I made money in high school outside of selling weed. And so I would find like new artists. You can when back then on the internet, you think the internet is wild. Now the internet was way more wilder than it was, just way more slower. So once I found out about LimeWire, I was able to download anything at that point, right? Because LimeWire had everything. So I was on YouTube and I had caught wind of an artist named Adele. So I looked it up and it was like I think she had I forgot what the song was, but it's a video that she had where she sideways on the sidewalk, or she laying down on the sidewalk sideways, and like it's like picture by picture type video.
Mhm.
And she had a song out then, but this is like way back before she was like chunky Adele, before she was like thick ass Adele. This is when she was like little skinny Adele, still in England. And I was hip to Adele back then, and I was hip to an artist named Lily Allen. So
Mhm.
Lily Allen comes out. She got her thing going on. She doing her thing. And back then, like I'm a music head to the fullest. So like anything R&B, anything hip hop, anything pop, anything jazz, anything like of that nature, I'm into it. So I had got hip to Lily Allen, and then I was on YouTube. And this is when like YouTube had first start like getting into like the whole music thing. You At that time you could put anything on YouTube. It didn't matter what it was. It wasn't no licensing. It wasn't nothing. Like you could be on YouTube with the newest song, wouldn't nothing happen. No copyrights on nothing, right?
Mhm.
So Lily Allen was putting her music on YouTube like the rest of the major artists was. And so she had a song called it's called LDN, but it's called London Town. So I was listening to that and I'm like, yo, this shit is fire. And then an artist pops up by the name of Amy Winehouse. Never heard of her before. From London, she doing her thing. Bow. I'm like, yo, the song I'm hearing is fucking fire. And after I listen to that, another video pops up where she's in a radio station, or she's at a radio station, and they're in the studio, and she's doing a song called Valerie, but I mean, it's not acapella, it's acoustic.
Mhm.
So somebody playing the guitar and she's singing it, and I'm like, yo, this motherfucking voice is like angelic. I've never heard nobody this smooth with, you know what I'm saying, sitting in front of a guitar, just with the guitar, her voice, everything. It was an amazing sound at the time. So I'm like, yo, this motherfucker fire. So of course I get to type in Amy Winehouse in, boom, boom, boom. Following year, she drops Back to Black. I hear Back to Black. I'm like, yo, this is what this is what I like. This is the type of music I like. So I'm listening to it, and it has like a throwback, like 60s, 70s vibe, but then it has like a up tempo vibe of the time, like a up tempo 2000s vibe to it. So I'm like, yo, this shit sounds amazing. So Back to Black comes out. I'm listening to that. I'm like, yo, this shit is great. And then she did a song with Nas. And at the time, I wasn't fucking with Nas because, of course, I was a Jay-Z fan. So at the time in the early 2000s, you don't fuck with Nas if you're a Jay-Z fan. Everybody know. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I was sneaking listening to Nas records. So one of the first albums of Nas I bought was Illmatic, all that type of shit to go back, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, you know what I'm saying? He did a song with Amy Winehouse, and it's amazing. So I'm like, yo, this shit is fire, bro. This is the same chick that I just heard. Da da da. And Back to Black comes out, and everything on Back to Black is amazing. Fast forward to, I want to say, 2009. Fast forward to 2009, the deluxe had dropped. So it's a store in Dayton called Second Time Around. I think they still open, but I don't know if they are still open because of COVID. But at that time, you can go to Second Time Around. You can find CDs, you can find vinyls, you can find Super Nintendo cartridges, Sega Genesis cartridges. Like, it was one of those stores.
Yeah.
So I go in there. Me and my brother, we go in there every now and then to go pick up like a new album or just find an album that we ain't had yet. So I'm scrolling through everything and I see Amy Winehouse Back to Black. I'm like, I already got this, but it's a deluxe and it got like 6 extra songs on it. So I'm like, oh shit, I don't got this. So I picked that up. I think I picked up Jay-Z. Uh it was the Blueprint 2.1. I picked up Back in Black the Deluxe, and it was I think it was the Fuji's album. It was a Fuji's best of or something like that. So I go by them, boom, we go back, we head back home, throw the CD in, we listening to it, and I hear the Valerie song again. But this time it's not just with the guitar. This time it's a whole production behind it. And this
Mhm.
shit sounds amazing, bro. I'm like, yo, this shit is fire. I thought that she created the Valerie song. I didn't know that it was a whole other group that she just, she did a cover for. So I ended up finding out about that, go back, listen to them, whatever, whatever. Fast forward to 2015, I am at a like a outlet mall, like an outside mall. I don't know what y'all call it, but like a strip mall or whatever, right?
Mhm.
So I'm at the strip mall. We go to this place where they sell like books and comic books. It's like a bookstore or whatever. They sell comic books and all that, regular books, all that other stuff. But they also sell like CDs, vinyls, and all that. I go look through the vinyls. Guess what I find? Fucking Back to Black Deluxe on vinyl. Had to get it. So I copped that. Boom, go get it. Listen to it on vinyl one night. Sounds even better. So I'm like, bro, this shit sounds amazing. So from that point on, I was just hooked on Amy Winehouse. To this day, I still got the album in my phone. I got all the extra songs and everything in my phone, all that. So I've been hooked on Amy Winehouse since about like 2005. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to Lily Allen. Shout out to Lily Allen, by the way, because she did a couple songs with Wale too. So that's how, you know what I'm saying, I ended up getting hip to Amy Winehouse was through other, you know what I'm saying, UK artists. But I didn't know that she was going through all of the things she was going through. Like when Rehab came out, I had no idea that was like fucking real
Yeah.
story.
Yeah, it was for
You
real.
know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Yeah, like nobody, I don't think nobody knew. I thought it was just one of them songs where, you know what I'm saying, somebody creative came up with it, boom, boom, boom. Nobody, I had no fucking idea that she was really going through and dealing with addiction.
Well, I think probably Americans maybe. I think that it was already kind of out in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
That, you know what I'm saying, because she's been
Yeah,
out seen in public and being drunk doing live shows and things
absolutely.
like that. So I think that the people in the UK knew about it, but
Yeah,
we were probably a little last to it. But then at the same time, our ages, because she would have been only 2 years older than me. So
yeah, that's what's even crazier.
because she died at 27.
Yeah,
So but like yeah, so but for the people that think, and I don't think nobody would just think that, you know what I'm saying, we would just come on here and just bullshit around. But I remember this was probably about, dang man, this was some years back, man. This was
mm-hmm.
before we even started doing this podcast. So we had somebody had asked us a question, and it was like top 3 albums of all time or something like that.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
remember I put I put Kid Cudi, Man on the Moon 2.
mm-hmm.
I put Music Soul Child, um, which album I put Just Listen, the second album,
Yeah,
and
fire.
I put Evanescence, Fallen.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, I can't remember all three, but I remember one of yours.
Oh
And this
yeah,
was years ago. This was years
yeah,
ago. Years ago.
absolutely,
You put Amy
absolutely,
Winehouse back to black.
absolutely, from beginning to end, no skips.
Yeah, you put
Yeah,
that a while back because I thought that, you know, mine wasn't too predictable, but I do think that the Evanescence kind of threw people off.
mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the way you feel about Back to Black, that's how I felt about the Fallen album. Like that Fallen album to me is one of the, you know what I'm saying, one of the greatest albums I've ever heard. And you know, I would consider myself, you know what I'm saying, a well-rounded person when it comes to music. I try not to put myself in the box. I mean, you really, honestly, the only music that I don't necessarily like really listen to is like country music. But I, for the first time, and this is no bullshit, for the first time today, I listened to Back to Black. It wasn't the deluxe. It was just the original release. I listened to it from front to back for the first time, and that was today, because I knew that we had this podcast coming up, and I was like, man, I've heard, you know, songs here and there, and then
Mm-hmm.
also the songs were in the Back to Black movie and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So
yeah.
I was like, let me, you know what I'm saying, let me you know, just kind of, I had started it on my way to work. And so listen, I only went through it one time. The first, you know, like I said, this is my first time ever listening to the regular release.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great album, man, and I can honestly see
Amazing album,
myself.
bro.
I can see myself going back. Like I said, I only got one
Yeah,
listen. Um, but like, yeah, but to understand and realize from watching the movie Back to Black that this shit was all about her fucking husband,
yeah.
like all of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's so crazy. They relationship, that was one of those things where it's in the way that they explained it in this documentary was like, yo, like these, like they loved each other, but they loved each other like too much, which was kind of like a weird thing
Mm-hmm.
when it's like, because you would think like, yeah, like when you love somebody, yeah, you know, I want to be with you all the time, and this and that, and it's like that was like the worst thing for those two people. Like
Well,
they
the
were the,
sad part is it was one sided though.
it
You know what
it
I'm saying? Because
it
she felt
was
like that. He ain't really feel like that.
exactly, and I think that's also a recipe for disaster,
Mm-hmm.
because when you play into it, because his whole thing is, and I think that it's hard for some people to be honest in certain relationships. And I think that he looked at her as from the well, okay, so the way that they put it together in the movie
Yeah.
was basically she was at a bar, dude came up, started talking to her, and like I mean, she was a goner from right there. And he knew who she was,
Yeah.
but she didn't. I mean, he was just, he was just a guy in a bar.
Right.
And his girlfriend ended up coming into the bar, and she knew that he had a girlfriend or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so she still like went up to him, and it was because like in the movie it was like, yo, because they said something about doing dinner and drinks and all this little stuff. So
Yeah.
she was like, yo, if you change your mind about the dinner or drinks or whatever, like let me know. Blase, blase, all this type shit. And so then she put the moves on him, and I think that he was just like, he already was doing drugs at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a guy who just kind of like set up equipment for like music videos and shit like that. So he didn't. I mean, he made a living. I'm not, shitting on his job or anything like that. But I think that from the money that he's making, and he knows that Frank was already out. It's moving like crazy.
Yep.
So she's, what I'm saying,
Which
award after award
Frank
after
was
award.
about him.
Frank was about who?
It was about him.
Well, no, they didn't meet yet. Frank was already out. Back
Oh
to
no,
Black
no,
was
no,
about
no,
him.
no, no. You're right.
Frank was probably Frank
You're
Sinatra.
right. I'm tripping. Frank was about the boyfriend before him.
But I thought it was entitled Frank because of Frank Sinatra, because she grew up listening to Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, no. So that is correct. The premise of the album is about her ex-boyfriend. The title of the album is because of Frank Sinatra, because she grew up listening to those old records. So that's why she has the sound that she has. Like
Yeah.
if you listen to her music, if anybody listens to her music, right? Anything that she does is usually like big band type, like bandstand type music.
Mm-hmm.
So even in Back to Black, like which is her most successful album, Back to Black, if you listen to it, it's real like big band style type music. Like you can hear a lot of the instruments in her music, especially when you know what I'm saying, like she's doing like Rehab is one of them. You Know I'm No Good is one of them. Just Friends, Love is a Losing Game. Back to Black is, to me, I think the only one that didn't do that, because to me Back to Black sounded more like of a which I thought was always dope, because it sounded more like of a James Bondish type intro, like movie type feel. But like if you listen to most of her music on her albums, it sounds like the big band type, like live, you know what I'm saying, like band playing behind you type thing. So most of her albums sounded like that, but the Frank album was about her ex-boyfriend and her battle with addiction.
But like and with that being said, like she
Mm-hmm.
put so much personal shit into her albums. And
Mm-hmm.
I think that's also something else that makes her a great songwriter, to
Yeah,
be able to take parts of your life and form it into a song. I don't think people can really understand. Like, you can write a diary or whatever you want to do,
absolutely.
but to put it together and to sequence it the way that she did it,
That's tough.
you know what I'm saying? Like that takes a different type of skill. And I think her as a songwriter taking these personal things and like, I mean, like she was beyond vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying, going into the booth.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that with her taking life events and meeting this dude the way that she met him, and but to go back to what you were saying, like he kind of looked at her like, oh shit, like I get with her, she really can fund my habit. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
and I think that when you had these two people who were as toxic as they were and heavy drinkers as they were,
Right.
um, you know, the whole thing of, I watched the interview. So my dude did an interview when Back to Black came out.
Mm-hmm.
Her husband or ex-husband, and he was just talking about how he's better now, and he was like, it was kind of surreal watching the thing. But the big discussion was how people blame him for putting her on heavy drugs. And my whole thing with that is I think that there's no black and white answer to this. I think that this is I think that this is a gray area because I think that she was already a drinker. Now I'm
Yeah,
not
she
the
was
person.
alcoholic. Yes.
Yeah, I'm but I think that Amy dealt with so many demons with being accepted. I think that even though she loved her dad, she had dad issues.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that the validation that she was seeking from a man, she put that in relationships. And she
Yeah.
fucking gravitated to that shit. And I think that's why she gravitated to dudes the way that she did. And I honestly think that if Amy would have met the right guy,
Mm-hmm.
first of all, I think Amy would be here today. But I think that her, how do I put this? First of all, I think her music will be her music, but her lyrics will be different. But I also think that the things that she really really wanted in life, from watching this documentary, they was like the one thing that she like loved more than music, or one thing that she wanted more than accomplishing a lot in music was they said that she wanted to be a wife and a mother.
Yeah.
I think that if she would have met the right guy, I think those things would have happened for her. And I also think that she would have limited her drinking to a point where it didn't affect her, what I'm saying, out in life. I just think that this whole thing was a train wreck. And I'm not putting all the blame on him.
Mm-hmm.
I'm putting blame for both of them.
Right.
But it's dude, it was so sad like watching like somebody with so much talent, you know what I'm saying? And and someone who was as fine as she was, as sexy as she was, and
Right.
watch her just deteriorate. Like to watch her, like once it got to the point where she started harming herself, where you could see like scratches on her arms and her
Mm-hmm.
legs and stuff like that, man. And then cause I say she was probably like when she first like blew up with Frank.
Yeah.
I mean, from watching like interviews, I would say maybe a buck 10, somewhere around there, buck
You
20.
give it. Yeah. I say you giving it a lot.
Like I mean, but
She
I
might not
mean,
even been a buck.
I don't know though, man, because she had a little thickness to it, and she had a little bit
She.
in her face.
Yeah, she
Like
did, but she was. You got to remember, she ain't that tall either, though.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm
Yeah,
being
for
generous.
sure. Yeah, for sure.
But once after Back to Black came out
Yeah.
and all of the rehab, man,
Yeah. It
she
got
was about
bad.
80.
Yeah, it
Like
got bad.
it got real bad. But
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Like I want to throw it to you. I just feel like honestly, I don't put all the blame on him
Hmm.
for getting her hooked on heroin. I
Right.
don't
Right.
believe. I know a lot of people say this, but I've never done any drugs, so I can't say for sure how they say, you know, this is a gateway for this and all this
Hmm.
type of stuff like that. I just feel like if it's accessible to you and you love this man and this man loves to do heroin, it's kind of like, oh, well, let me try. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I think if it never would have been around, maybe she never would have tried it. So that's why I say it's both. But how you feel about the a lot of people blaming him for basically like her demise?
I mean, I understand why people say that, right? Like, if you even let's take it to Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Remember, for the longest time, people blamed Bobby Brown for her. being an addict. So I mean that's understandable because you don't necessarily know their lives, and you can only get what you can get from what is being shown. So
Mhm.
if you see her with him all the time, and then you see her eventually getting hooked on, saying on dope, and she's, doing the things she do, um, it makes sense to only look at him because before him, she wouldn't know none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? If you look at Whitney Houston before Bobby Brown, we didn't see Whitney Houston act the way she started acting before Bobby Brown until she got with Bobby Brown. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and then later on, we come to find out that really she's the reason that Bobby Brown is the way he is now. So it ends up, you know, at in the moment, you kind of look at it and say, well, it had to be his fault, right? This is the reason that she's doing this because what other reason could it be? Because before him, she wasn't doing none of this shit. Um, Sadly, this is a story as old as time when it comes to the music industry and it comes to I don't want to say female, so women artists, right? When it comes to a woman who's an artist and she's in this industry, she's dealing with these people, so on and so forth. We already know from Frank that she has an alcohol addiction, and then to later find out that she's with this guy and they're they doing whatever they do, and then now she has this drug addiction. It's like you kind of got to blame him at this point because it's like where else is when did this shit come into play? But if you don't understand the music industry, you don't understand that she's contacting and involved with maybe 30 to 20 or 25 to 30 people a day just off of that before she even probably get to him. You know what I'm saying? It could have been somebody in the band, it could have been her A&R, it could have been saying somebody from the label, and ain't no telling how many people was with the label. You know what I'm saying? So that alone can get you what I'm saying, any kind of information, um, unfortunately, that you're looking for. To me personally, I don't know if I don't. To me, the drug thing, I looked at it as never a problem, right? Because we've seen so many artists get hooked on drugs and still, you know, go a long way in their career. You know what I mean? Once again,
Mhm.
Whitney Houston. You know what I'm saying? You look at a shitload of artists that you can look at and be like, yo, that person was doing cocaine, that person was an alcoholic, that person was this. I mean, shit, look at Flavor Flav, that nigga's still alive,
Mhm.
and that nigga was on crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, I don't mean for it to be a joke. I mean, like, seriously, like that nigga was doing crack, and
Well,
and
she
go
did
ahead.
too. A tabloid came out in London of her
Yeah,
smoking a crack pipe.
that's what I'm
A
saying. And,
video,
and
a
she
video, it
was
was a video
it's
of it
it's
too.
videos on stage of her doing bumps in the middle of a set. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, like we've seen, like to us at least. I don't know how it is over there in England, but like to us at least, we've seen multiple times where artists have been hooked on drugs and have been. I mean, shit. What's the dude from Temptations? Ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis.
David
That
Ruffin.
nigga was drugged. Yeah, David Ruffin. That nigga was drugged out. And look at the fucking career he had. So for us to see that, it wasn't nothing new. We wasn't shocked by no shit like that. We like shit. The music gonna be better off of that. I mean, Ray Charles. This nigga was doing heroin for years.
Yep.
And look at all the amazing music this nigga come out with. So for Amy Winehouse to do it, coming to America, it was like, I mean, shit, this is the norm. To us, we like, yo, we about to get amazing albums out of this shit. And I mean, unfortunately, if you when you come to America and you do this type of thing, especially when you're in the spotlight and you're a celebrity, like we look to you to fucking probably be on that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, niggas are saying Chris Brown do cocaine to this day. We don't know if this nigga do cocaine. We've never seen this nigga Chris Brown do coke. We've never seen this
Yeah.
nigga drink. I mean, well, we seen him drink, but we never seen him do drugs whatsoever. Maybe smoke weed, but I mean, you could barely find that. But people to this day are saying this nigga Chris Brown is on dope. And look at all the amazing music this nigga has given us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So seeing that, it's not going to be a shock to the American public, right? It's not going to be a thing where we like, oh no, you can't let her keep. Nah, we like, yo, if she doing dope, nigga, we about to get some amazing music. Some of the best musicians of our time in America have always been on drugs. Rick James, Tina Marie, like I can go down the list of fucking drug addicts who've made amazing fucking music and have long careers. So for Amy Winehouse to go through that, I feel like we didn't account into the fact that she's also an alcoholic, right? She's also a drug addict. So, I mean, shit, look at the rock stars, bro. That list is fucking probably longer than the line that fucking Chipotle and fucking Rush Hour. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, we get this artist who brings this not new sound, but revives this old sound and makes it sound like it's fucking brand new, right? You got this fucking this American bandstand type artist who is bringing this live band sound into the fucking recording studio. She's recording this shit as she's singing, and it's like as you're hearing it, you can hear everything that's going on. You can hear the fucking piano, you can hear the bass guitar, you can hear the fucking electric guitar if they got it, you can hear the drums, you can hear the fucking the cowbell, the triangle, whatever they playing in that motherfucker, you can hear it. And everything about this shit is making this song that much greater. And all you know is from this artist is that she makes amazing music. Unfortunately, when she's going on tour and she's doing live shows and she's doing all of these other things, you're seeing the effects of what's happening to her behind the scenes. Like you said, when we first seen her, she looked maybe 120, 135. And later on, when Back to Black pop out, she may be 80. You know what I'm saying? On a good day, 100. You know what I'm saying? Like we see the effects of this thing happening, but because we're so enthralled in the music and we're so enthralled in the celebrity, we don't even put caution to wind of what's going on in her life. We just know she's giving us great music. Um, you know, and then not only that, like you see her working with some of the best people in the business, like her teaming up with Mark Ronson to do a cover of Valerie. Nobody would have seen that coming.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And when they do the live shows of this shit, it's like this shit sounds so fucking amazing. You like, yo, I'm waiting on the next thing to pop. And that's, for me at least, that's how I felt when I was seeing her do, shows and listening to her music. And it's like, yo, you don't get a chance. This is, for me at least, I feel like you don't get a chance to hear people really put their all in music anymore, right? Because we in such a microwave state to where soon as somebody put a song out, it's gonna be hot for 3 weeks, maybe a month. Hopefully it lasts for 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And then after that, it's like, where's the next joint? With with her music at the time, it was one of those things where once that shit came out, we was like, Rehab played on the radio forever. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like in her music, she kind of was, I don't know, maybe if she was calling out for help. I don't know if maybe she was trying, like you said, writing the songs to tell her story. But if you listen to her music, she's telling you everything you need to know in her music. Like, for instance, if you go to the Back to Black project, right? Rehab is the first joint off rip. That's the main single, and that's the first song. That never happens. The single is never the first song. That's usually somewhere in the back. But off the rip, Rehab is the first song. You Know I'm No Good. That's the second song. Me and Mr. Jones, which is about Nas. That's the third song. Just Friends is the fourth song. You know what I'm saying? Back to Black. Love is a losing game. Tears cry on their own. I'm sorry, tears dry on their own. Wake up alone. Some unholy war. He can only hold her. Addicted. Like that's the album. So if you're a fan and you're listening to this, you're not looking at it like, oh, she's crying out for help. You like, damn, she's making some amazing fucking songs that people can relate to. Whole time she's really telling you, yo, I'm dealing with some shit and I need help. You know what I'm saying? So, man, it's one of those things where artists, well, what do they say, that life imitates art?
Yeah.
Boom. This is a clear example. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is probably the best example you could find right now.
And I also think like for rehab, it was like some people who in England who, you know what I'm saying, seeing the deterioration of her and all this type of stuff, they're like, yo, they felt like she was making a mockery of it because she was like, they want to send me to rehab, and I say no, 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 you know, and they're like, yo, like you kind of need to go. You know what I'm saying? Like you got some issues that you're dealing with that you're
See,
putting on music.
okay, so this is the thing. If you heard the song Rehab, right? Because I know you have, you got to listen to the lyrics. She went to rehab. You know what I'm saying? She went
After.
to rehab in the song. She went to rehab. Not in real life. Not in real life. I'm talking about in the song. In the song,
Yeah.
she goes to rehab.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, she talks about how she's sitting in rehab. She's talking to the therapist about the whole song is her sitting with the therapist, telling her telling the therapist, because I don't know if it's a man or a woman, of course, but telling the therapist everything that she's going through. You know what I'm saying? Because in
Yeah.
one of the lyrics, she say, "I'd rather be at home with Ray," which was supposedly whoever she was with at the time. Now, I don't know if that's his real name or not, but that's who she was talking about. She was like, "I'd rather be at home with Ray." So she's telling you, like, I'm here in rehab. I'm in rehab. I'm dealing with the therapist, everything else. I'm going through everything. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather be at home with my person, with my partner. I don't want to be here stuck in this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be sitting back, kicking back, drinking a bottle, and kicking it with my person. So that's
Yeah.
what the song is telling. The song is telling you, you know what I'm saying? They tried to make me go to rehab, and I said, no, no, but yes, I've been fine. But when I come down, they, you know what I'm saying, I'm a go, go, go. So she's telling you, yeah, at the time when they saying you need to go to rehab, she high. She like, nah, I'm not going to fucking rehab. But when she finally come down and she get the effects of what's going on, she like, well, shit, maybe I should go and figure out, you know what I'm saying, what's causing me to be like this. So in the song, she's going to rehab. And then, you know what I'm saying, as the album progresses, right, you find all of these different things. So like, to me, I feel like Back to Black is her best album because this is her telling her story, right? So like I said, it start off with rehab. Once again, she going through everything. Her dad trying to tell her you need to go to rehab. People around her telling her you need to go to rehab. She finally goes to rehab and she figures out, okay, this is what I'm dealing with. And at the time, or at least in the song, it's only dealing with alcoholism because we don't. It ain't no drugs mentioned in the song, right? And then it goes
Mhm.
to "You Know I'm No Good" to where she's having a conversation with the person that she's with, and she's saying, "Yo, you know, I love you, but shit, I cheat from time to time." You know what I'm saying? On some, I mean, we can relate to that. We niggas, right? Right? So, I mean, all men can relate to that shit. Like, yeah, I love you, but I mean, every now and then I see if I ass stroke through shit, I got to see what that motherfucker talk about. You know what I'm saying? On some real shit. And then you start to see to where she starts to gain some fame, she starts to get noticed, and then she goes into Me and Mr. Jones. And then that whole song is the debacle of, yo, I had an opportunity to go perform with Nas, and I got this song with Nas, and I'm trying to go perform, but you think that I'm going out here to go do some fuck shit, when really I'm going out here to do a fucking performance. I'm trying to get my name popping, right? So then it goes to the breakup with just friends. Yo, maybe me and you should just be friends. Like, this shit ain't gonna work because I'm trying to do something here. You don't see the, you don't see the vision. Blah blah blah. Then it jumps to Back to Black where she goes back into that depression. She goes back into that addiction, and then it goes into Love Is a Losing Game to where she feels like, you know, I love this man. This man was supposed to hold me down. Blah blah blah. It didn't work, right? Then it goes to Tears Dry on Their Own, where she coming to, you know what I'm saying, her own. She wake up alone. She's dealing with the fact that she's single now, right? Some unholy wars when she dealing with the fact that she's at probably, you know what I'm saying, like looking at God like, yo, why me? You know, I want to be with somebody. Why can't I have this person? Then only he can hold her. Now she reminiscing about the relationship she had, and then addicted, she back in the shit. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at the album totally in completion, you like, oh shit, she been telling us this whole time. And nobody was able to pay attention because we were so enthralled in how great her music was.
Yeah. And and the wild part about, her, I mean, so after, going in and out of rehab, after the picture surfaced of, her feet bleeding, which was an indication of she was shooting heroin in her feet, all this other stuff, the relationship ended up falling apart. So they end up getting a divorce. And so Amy's trying to get herself, back on track.
Right.
But but she's still dealing with, alcoholism and all this type of shit, in and out of rehab, getting arrested from here and there and all this type shit.
Right.
And so she ended up so with dealing with all of that, my man then went and got remarried, had a baby, all this type shit. And they were saying that she was getting better. But then when she heard that news, that's when the shit started spiraling back down.
So jump to track 10 of Back to Black, Only He Can Hold Her. And listen to that song and you'll hear the shit that she's going through as she's realizing, yo, this motherfucker has finally left me. Like there's no chance of us getting back together. There's no hope of us rekindling the flame that we had. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so then so the late, and this was another thing that where it really depends on what side of the coin you're on. So she checked herself into rehab. She's staying there for 9 days. Gets out. Now she's convinced, like, yo, I want to do a European tour. 9 days fresh out of rehab.
Yeah.
And so, you're kind of looking at it like the label is like, hey, let's do this European tour, all this shit like this. But then you got people who care about her, like, well, they're in the middle. Yeah, they're like, it's not the best thing.
Right.
But also some people looked at it like, well, it keeps you out of the house, it keeps you around people, and it gives you a quote unquote purpose. So they're kind of in the middle of like, okay, well, if she keep herself busy, going out on stage and all this type of shit. Well, what end up happening is she go out there and humiliate herself and get booed off stage. On the very first stop, she get booed off stage.
Right.
And so with all of the other shit that's going on, now it's like, yo, now the one thing that you could rely on is you could rely on getting on that stage and putting on the show. And now you get booed off stage. And next thing you know, we hear of her dying of alcohol poisoning. And I was listening to this guy talking about how alcohol is, legal, but the deterioration that you can get from just drinking alcohol, like especially the way that she was drinking, like, so I told the story. I don't know what podcast I told this on, but so when I was in college, the one dude that I did all the parties and all this type of shit.
Yeah.
So he played defensive end. So he's having a party and like, it's around that time. So we got recruits, coming in, all this little stuff. So this one recruit actually brought his cousin, what I'm saying, to the party or whatever.
Oh man.
So we at the party, everybody, drinking, some people smoking, college party.
Right.
Regular shit. So all of a sudden, dudes just like fall out. You know what I'm saying? So like, and it was earlier on in the party while I was, so I was just kind of near, and I was like, yo, they was like, man, you need to slow down, man, slow down. Oh man, I drink like this all the time. So he was the one who fell out. So, we grabbed the dude and, we take him upstairs because we was like, because I'm telling them like, yo, like his from all this drinking, his body temperature is up. Like, let's put some cold water on him or whatever. So we turn the shower on him and it's like he responsive, but not really. He's like
Right.
halfway
In and
responsible.
out.
It's like yo, like we looking like yo, like this is bad. Like this isn't a good sign, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we end up, dialing 911, and they end up taking the dude and all this type of shit. He ended up having alcohol poisoning, which
Mm-hmm.
they was able to save him. But the reason why the dude on the football team didn't get in trouble was because he was responsible for the recruit. He wasn't responsible for the recruit's cousin.
Right.
So, so he ended up being clear of that. But like, I only say that to say like first of all, everybody know alcohol could be very dangerous, but like if it's just an excessive amount in a a short amount of time, and especially the way that her body was at that time. I mean,
Yeah, she
like,
was
like we were
way
saying, she was probably like 75 pounds at this point.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't gonna take too much. And then all that damage that you've been doing over an amount of
With the
time.
drug use too, yep.
Yeah, like so it didn't even take that much. She probably drunk that much before. She
Mm-hmm.
probably even drunk more
Yeah,
before. But
yeah.
it's just like at this point, it was just your time. Your body just couldn't take no more of it. And I
Right.
think that she hit that rock bottom at that point. You know what I'm saying? My dude is remarried. The person that she loved, like just insanely crazy, which sounds crazy, like if you're a person that, what I'm saying, believe in love and believe in marriage and all this
Mm-hmm.
type of shit, you would think like, yeah, like I want somebody like that, but then you never think like, okay, well, let's say the shit don't work out. Like she was still obsessed with this man.
Yeah, I would say she never got over that divorce at
Yeah,
all. She
yeah,
never got over that.
never got over dude. And it's like now
Because
you
remember,
happy.
you also got to remember, like, yo, it was times where she had shows and she was canceling shows for that dude.
Yeah, there's a scene in the movie, bro,
Yeah.
where she's on stage singing
Mm-hmm.
and he's talking to a guy and they fucking walk out.
Yeah.
She walks off stage in the middle of performing.
Yeah. She was canceling show like the so a lot of people, if you aren't into Amy Winehouse, you definitely wouldn't know. But like a lot of people don't even know, like her parents, her family, like they were beefing with her over the dude because like he
Yeah.
was really like, and the labels too. The labels was beefing with it too because he like she anything that dude wanted, like she was with it.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't causing no ruckus, no nothing. She was like, yo, whatever he say, go basically.
Yep.
So like if he ain't want her to do a show, she was not doing the show. So that's where me and Mr. Jones come in because in that song she got one of the lyrics like, yo, you came in between, you know what I'm saying, like me and my man's. Like she's saying my man as far as like Nas, but not necessarily like her man. She's saying like, yo, like you came in between the opportunity for me to really like make something of myself. Because she only did one, I think she only did like one performance of the song she had with Nas. That was the only performance they ever did.
Yeah.
And I think in the documentary, like they asked Nas about it, and Nas was talking about it. He was like, yeah, that was the only performance I ever did of the song. The song is still out there, but it's only one time they ever performed that. Like that shit could have took her to the ultimate heights. Like she could have been like, and that's why I say Adele, because like she could have been in the position that Adele is in right now.
But
Like the way we
Adele,
revere Adele as far as music go, yo, Amy Winehouse was supposed to be in that position.
but I don't think we would even have an Adele if it wasn't for Amy Winehouse.
No, we
I
would
feel like
definitely have
Amy,
we would definitely have an Adele conversation for sure. Adele was on her way up. Adele was on her way. I think that with Amy Winehouse being gone, it made it easier for Adele, but we would definitely have an Adele conversation for sure.
I hear what you're saying. But I do think that there are doors that may have been cracked,
Yes,
but like
absolutely,
she, she
absolutely.
definitely she definitely opened it. Is what I'm
Yes,
saying. Like
I mean with
Adele seen the light.
the
She saw the
yes.
light through the crack. You know what I'm saying? But it was
Yeah,
just like,
with it, and I feel like, and that's why I brought up Lily Allen. That's why I brought up Adele at first because at first before Adele even like, and I don't know how many people have been on the Adele train, but like I said, like I remember when Adele was doing like when she had the video, like I said, she was laying on the sidewalk sideways and she was doing the video like that. And that was a long, long time ago before anybody even knew her name. And I remember when she had got popping with the through the fire, through the flame song, and I was like, Adele, I'm like, damn, that sounds familiar. And then I'm like, wait a minute. But at this time, she had gained weight. She is bigger, and you know, so like all these different things. I'm like, yo, I know this girl. And then I go back and I'm looking on my YouTube shit, and I'm like, oh shit, that's the same chick. Back then, she was way smaller. Like she didn't look like she looked the way she looked now is how she looked then.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say because she's super
Yeah,
thin now.
yeah. So like now then I was like, yo, I don't like who the fuck is Adele? And then I'm going back and looking, and I'm like, oh, I know that. Yeah, she had this one song, and everybody like, yeah, I never heard of that, but this through the flyer through the flame song, fire. And then I was like, yeah, I used to listen to her. I used to listen to Lily Allen. Like I'm telling everybody, I used to listen to Lily Allen. That's when Estelle got popping when she was doing the song with Kanye. Like it was a thing at the time where they was going overseas to go get like well not R&B singers. They was going to get pop singers from the UK. And then when the shit happened with Amy Winehouse, all that shit slowed down. And the only person to really kind of thrive through that was Adele because her voice and what she brought to the table, it was like that shit was undeniable. But like I feel like if Amy Winehouse was still here, I feel like Estelle would have been bigger. I feel like Lily Allen would have been bigger. I feel like shit, Adele, her and Adele would have been like on some neck and neck shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Adele was that good to where when Amy Winehouse got there, she could have been slowly creeping up. But I feel like because of what happened with Amy Winehouse, all of those singers from the UK kind of got like pushed to the back end because like Estelle, remember when she first came out, she her first single was with Kanye West, and that's when he was
An
at his like
American boy.
height. Yeah, it was he was at his height, and it's like you ain't really heard from Estelle since then. She had a few songs here and there. I know she did some voiceover work on Steven Universe, but like since then, like you ain't heard from Estelle. Adele been popping, but since then, like I don't even know if you know who Lily Allen is. You know what I'm
Nah, it don't
saying?
sound
Like,
familiar.
yeah, Lily Allen was popping in the UK. They paired her up with Wale. They had a popping song, and then after that, like it was over from there. You know what I'm saying? Because of what happened with Amy Winehouse, and I feel like if Amy was still here, like I think we'd have a, a way different sound in music than we have now. Because at the time before she had passed, like when she was like at her height, she was working with Mark Ronson, and Mark Ronson was working with people like Bruno Mars, and you know the type of music Bruno Mars do.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's when he was. That's right before he was doing Uptown Funk You Up and all that shit. And I feel like that sound was going somewhere, and then you know what I'm saying Bruno kind of took that and took it to a different place. But I feel like that was reserved for Amy Winehouse for sure.
Yeah, man. Super talent, man. Gone too early, and it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
that's
real
one of
talk.
those things where it's like, don't get me wrong, man. There's a lot of people in this world that are probably train wrecks, but
Hmm.
to to watch it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's the part that makes it take that shit to the next level, man. Um,
absolutely.
it's sad though. It's sad.
Yeah, it's sad as shit, man. Because, bro, I promise you, like, I feel like we probably would have had a totally different Beyonce. We probably would have had a totally different Rihanna. We would have probably had some artist that was like on that or not on that, but in that lane. We probably would have had a whole slew of different artists at that time. And I'm not gonna lie to you, with Amy Winehouse being in the lane that she was in, right? I feel like, especially like right now, man, she'd have killed it. She would have killed it, bro. Like the shit that they was looking for from Mary J. Blige, the shit that they was looking for from Mariah Carey, all those like sad breakup
Hmm.
songs and going through like Amy Winehouse was giving you that 100%. The sound was great, the production was great, everything about her albums was just it. If you listen to it now, bro, it's like everything is perfection. I still listen to that album to this day. Like Back to Black is still in my rotation. I don't care what nobody says. That album to this day still stands up. No skips. I promise you. Anybody listening to that, I don't care if you got the original or the deluxe, still stands up hands down. So unfortunately, we definitely lost a great one.
That we did, man. That we did.
All right, man. Let's get into well, we don't really gotta do Fire Flames for real.
Nah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not do Fire Flames. Let's get into coming soon.
All right.
All right, let me see something real quick. I just want to see something. I thought so. All right, so next episode, um, I seen it. What is this on Netflix?
Yeah. So Netflix.
I thought so. Okay, I did see it on Netflix. I saved it. Land of Bad. This is one of S Dot's pick, and as y'all know, S Dot has been 100% from the field. He's thrown multiple touchdowns, shot multiple last second shots, hit multiple half court threes, probably a full court three here and there. The man don't miss. Okay, I ain't gonna lie to you, he don't miss. Everything that he's recommended to me so far has been amazing. So I feel like this is one of the ones that is also um it's definitely going to be on that list. It's called Land of Bad. It's on Netflix. Go check it out if you haven't already, and get with us next episode, and you can talk to us then. Is there anything you can give us before we get into um, the rest of the episode about the Land of Bad? Or sorry, Land of Bad.
Oh well, I mean, honestly, man, it's now I don't want to like. I feel like there's different categories. I feel
Yeah.
like this is one of the ones where it's just like we trying to do something with the pod a little different than we normally do. So it was just like what I'm saying. This was one of those throwing out the darts of like, yo, this is something new that I saw. I've only gave it one watch. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want to add it to that list of like,
Right.
what I'm saying, when I was hitting half court three.
Yeah.
But nah, like it's but it was a pretty good movie though. I'm not
Okay.
mad at it. Just one of those similar to which it's funny I'm saying this similar to remember we did Extraction 1 and Extraction
Yep.
2
Yep.
with Chris Hemsworth.
Yep.
Well, this is Liam Hemsworth and
Oh, okay.
and the other brother, I think Luke, if I'm not mistaken, is the producer on this movie.
Okay. Time out. Time out.
So
You can't go from Chris to Liam and then back to Luke.
well, Luke is like I said, he's a producer.
No, how which kid is he though? Is he like the middle child? Is he the
You know what? I think Luke might be the oldest because Luke
okay,
is the
okay, I'm with
one.
that. Okay, all right, never mind. I take that back.
Because
Because I'm about to say
he was in
you
your shit.
he was in what?
He was in your shit. What was that one shit you had me watching on HBO? With the fake people, and you went to the one place and they had like robots in there, and um
Oh, Westerworld.
yeah, he was in Western.
Word?
Yeah, that's Luke
Yeah, I gotta go
Hemsworth.
back and watch it now. Okay. Okay, this is what I'm saying. He has to be the oldest because you can't go from Chris to a cool ass name like Liam. You get ass off Liam alone.
Yeah,
Like Liam is a fire ass name, bro.
it really is. I like Liam too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you go to a bitch like, hey, how you doing? Yeah, my name's Jenny. Yeah, my name's Liam. Yeah, nigga, you about to get some ass. Like, what are we talking about? And then the little brother come in. Hey, how you doing? My name's Luke. We get the fuck out the way, Luke. Like, he has to be the older brother or the middle child. Liam definitely has to be the youngest. Because if Liam is anywhere in the middle or the older, it's not gonna work, bro.
Yo,
But that's interesting. No, I definitely got to go back and watch the Western World now. So if you haven't seen Land of Bad yet, please go check it out. Please go look it up. Like we said, it's on Netflix. Do your due diligence. Come back with the next episode and listen in and see if we got anything right, wrong, or if we have any takes that you agree with, disagree with, whatsoever. You can always hit us up and let us know how you feel about each and every episode on our socials, Instagram and Twitter at Viewer9Pod, Facebook VA Pod Watch Group, YouTube Viewers Anonymous, and last but not least, become a viewer. Join Patreon at patreon.com/viewers anonymous, where you can comment, like all that good stuff. You kind of control the show if you become a viewer. It's only $3.99 a month, so make sure you sign up. Sign up fast. We got some great episodes there. We got more episodes to come, so don't miss out. If
Okay,
you like, what's up?
I'm sorry. I just wanted to get. So I was right.
Yeah, what's
So
up?
okay, so Chris Hemsworth was
Yes.
born in '83.
Okay.
Okay, so Liam was born in 1990,
Okay.
and Luke was born in 1980. So yeah,
Respect.
Luke
So
is the
Luke
oldest.
is the oldest. Okay, I was about to
Yes.
say because there's no way you go from Chris to Liam to Luke. Nah, fuck no.
Yeah.
Liam is definitely the one that gets the most ass out of all of them. I promise you. I promise you. I know all the women they say they love Chris. I get it. You know what I'm saying? The nigga Thor, he got the long hair, the muscles and shit. Liam definitely smashes more than Luke and Chris, without
Oh
question.
man,
I
you stupid.
promise you, without question. Matter of fact, I think he was in the tabloid. The tabloid. That's how. Man, I'm showing my age. Not the tabloid. He was in the media about dealing with, was it Selena Gomez? It was one of them famous chicks he was with that he was smashing and he cheated on or whatever. But I'm for sure this nigga Liam is running through him. I'm talking about just just Eric Dickerson style. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
it wasn't Selena Gomez. He had married Miley Cyrus.
He
He married
married
Miley
Miley
Cyrus in
Cyrus.
2018, and they divorced
Nigga,
in
I know,
2020.
I know for sure he gets the most ass now. Nigga, Miley Cyrus,
Yes, he married her in
America's
2018.
sweetheart, Hannah Montana,
Yep,
before she decided to tiptoe in her Jordans with the hood niggas. Oh yeah,
yep.
yeah, he definitely getting ass. He's getting all kind of ass, by the way, because that is crazy. Did he? Okay, so real quick, maybe I'm tripping because it might not be Selena. It might be Vanessa Hudgens. He dated one of them though, right?
I don't know if it's gonna say who all
Oh
he
shit.
dated because I'm just on what's the name right now, on Wikipedia. Okay,
Okay.
well, I see relationship with Miley Cyrus. Um, let's see, after 3 years, they call the relationship off. Um, okay, married Miley Cyrus, divorced Miley Cyrus. Nah, it don't say. It don't say anything else about any other girl.
Oh shit. We got to look this up, bro. Cause I promise you, I ain't even trying to be funny. I promise you, bro. This nigga dated one of them for sure. He had Selena or he had Vanessa Hudgens. And if he had Vanessa Hudgens, I wish him the worst of luck in
Oh
life.
man,
I promise you. Vanessa Hudgens
I
is
I understand.
she clutch time. You feel me? I'm talking about fucking 3 seconds left, and you shooting that bitch from half court because you know you ain't gonna make it, and you hit that motherfucker. The crowd goes wild type. Yeah, Vanessa Hudgens is it. I fuck with Vanessa Hudgens. I've had a crush on her since I seen her in High School Musical. That motherfucker cold, man.
Oh well, it says here. So after the separation from Miley Cyrus, it say he started a relationship with the Australian model Gabriella Brooks.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, he gets ass. He gets
Yeah,
ass, bro. He
yeah.
gets ass. Nigga, how do you leave Miley Cyrus and go to the supermodel? He gets ass, bro. Chris Hemsworth could never. Chris Hemsworth could never, bro. That nigga had a chance with Scarlett Johansson and couldn't get it done. You hear me? That nigga was working with her, nigga. You was supposed to hit Scarlett Johansson off rip from the culture, and you couldn't get it done, Chris Hemsworth. I don't give a fuck how many muscles you got. Liam got you wiped down, nigga. You're done. You're done, bro. Fuck out of here. Liam definitely. I told you, a name like, bro, if you walk up to a chick right now and tell her your name is Liam, bro, you know how much opportunity that opens for you for a conversation, bro. This nigga is cleaning up. I know he is, bro. This nigga probably rather do half of Hollywood. We don't even know it.
Oh man,
he for sure fucked Halle Berry.
Yo,
I put money on that.
When we get done, boy, I gotta play something for you because all of this is what we talk about. Because I don't want to get us flagged, so I'm waiting to get done.
Facts. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and close it out, man. Listen, man. Thank you guys for listening in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for watching. Man, without you, there could be no us, man. This is one of the most awesomest podcasts on the planet, man, because of you. And I'm not gonna lie, bro. We have so much fun on this podcast, thanks to the people that listen to it. Because without you guys, we wouldn't know what to do on this motherfucker. I'm not gonna lie to you. So, thank you once again, man. Until the next episode, like they say in Hollywood, that's a wrap.
Cut.